Welcome to my retreat, a place to relax, to get away from it all, meet amazing people and have some fun. Come on in, this is my weekend escape.
First thing was like, it wasn't all in my head.
You trusted your instincts.
I did.
You advocated for yourself. You didn't give up and you knew you were right. Was it romantic? Who approached who?
Well, I think we have very different versions, but...
That's always the way,
It's always the way.
Oh my God! That was an exhale. Hello, good morning, and welcome back to my beautiful retreat. It is a glorious morning, and in the kitchen today, I am joined by actress and soap star Fiona Wade, who will be telling me all about her new role in the stage adaptation of crime thriller Picture You Dead. I am also delighted to be joined again by our celebrity chef, the wonderful Aldo Zilli. So just before we talk about anything else, I must let you know there is an ice bath behind me outside later, and I am looking for volunteers.
Don't look at me.
Look, it's gone very silent in the kitchen. Have either of you been in an ice bath before?
Well, to be fair, I have a swimming pool that I can't afford to heat.
Okay.
So
Cost of living crisis is affecting us all.
So I swim cold every morning.
Okay. Oh, well, you might be able to teach me a thing or two then.
But yeah, but I don't think the swimming pool is as cold as an ice bath.
We'll find out. We need someone to hold the rope.
I'll hold the ropes. I'll be there cheering you both on.
Well, you're a busy woman at the moment, aren't you? Yeah. So you're out on tour right now?
I'm on tour right now. We're about 3 months in, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So, yeah, it's going really well. Exhausting, as anyone who's toured knows. But it's fantastic. Yeah, it's going brilliantly.
We need to catch up properly all about this show because I really want to come and see it. So we should catch up over a drink. As on cue, what are we drinking today?
Okay, today we're making a non-Negroni.
Oh, okay.
So a Negroni free of alcohol.
Perfect.
I've got a Campari here, which is not Campari. It's a zero alcohol drink that tastes like Campari, which is incredible because I don't know how these Italians are coming up with all these non-alcoholic.
They're so resourceful, aren't they?
But it works, isn't it?
Yeah,
We've got a gin zero.
Okay.
This drinks just makes life a
And they're
little bit
definitely all zero.
better for us non-drinkers.
Yes, exactly.
This is vermouth, sweet vermouth flavour, but no alcohol again.
Okay.
So the other thing with doing mocktails, I find a lot easier, is that I don't have to measure.
I see.
Because there's not
that's
really...
a bit like when you go on holiday in certain European countries, they just free pour, whether it's alcohol or a mocktail.
Yeah,
They're my kind of holidays.
In this case, it's no alcohol anyway, so...
Okay.
No, because mocktails are my thing, and I always find exactly what you say. I go to bars and everyone's just like, you know, they look at me a little bit blankly, but
Yeah, you feel a bit left out.
yeah, and then I do end up like having like a sparkly water. That's it.
Yeah.
So this is great.
I mean, on these shows with Katie, I've turned into a cocktail barman.
I love it.
He didn't know where he signed up
I've
for.
got a new career. I used to be a chef.
I do feel like you can turn your hand to anything.
Well, it seems that way, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah.
I've been really enjoying making this.
No job too big or no job too small. All right, well, listen, you're going to help us out with the ice bath, aren't you?
I will be there. I feel really bad, actually, because I
Referee.
know you guys would do a lot better in that ice cold bath than I would. So,
I'll drink to that.
Salute.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is
Lovely.
such a treat. Thank you.
Oh, that's good.
Oh my goodness.
I like it, yeah, because it's not sweet.
You
or
like the
sugary.
bitter?
I like the bitter. I've been bitter for a long time.
It's absolutely
So have I. I'm bitter about everything nowadays. It's called age.
Well, listen, let's go catch up about your tour on the sofa, shall we?
No.
All right, thank you very much, Aldo.
Ciao.
Come and make yourself at home.
Thank you.
You've brought the gorgeous sunshine with you.
Isn't it gorgeous weather? It's
nice,
beautiful.
isn't it?
And this is absolutely divine.
Well, I'm really pleased
you
to get
so
you out of the theatre, out of the hotel
Thank
room.
you.
You're on tour,
Yes.
and you've kindly taken time today to come to the retreat.
Well, thank you for having me. This is absolutely gorgeous.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
How's the tour going?
It's going really well.
Yeah.
It really has been received so well everywhere we've gone, which has been fantastic. So, yeah, we're really loving it. It's hard work. But
It's called Picture You Dead.
Picture You Dead.
Right. And it's an adaptation from a novel, isn't it?
Peter James novel.
Right, okay.
And I think it's his 7th book that he's done. I think it's one of his latest books. And we've made that into a play. So, and it's been incredible. Yeah, the feedback we've got, you know, it's a great story. Everyone loves a crime thriller.
What does your character, what's your sort of role?
So I play Freya Kipling, who's married to Harry Kipling, and they're a lovely sort of ordinary couple. Everyone can relate to them.
Yeah.
And they go to a car boot sale.
I used to love a car boot sale when I was younger.
Right.
Yeah.
And unknowingly
Yeah.
find this painting.
Right.
They bring it home and she doesn't like it very much. He wants to have it on the wall. But unbeknownst to them, it could be worth millions and millions of pounds.
Right.
So this very lovely, ordinary couple that are kind of a little bit, you know, low on cash flow, have discovered this masterpiece, and very, very valuable masterpiece. But then that's where the drama unfolds, is that unknowingly to them, there are some very dangerous characters around that want this painting because it's a very rare painting.
This is quite close to true life, isn't
right?
it?
Yeah, there's so much about the art world that I didn't know. You
Yeah.
know, all the kind of the copying and the, you know, the copyists that they can do, and art fraud and everything. It's really interesting. And then the drama unfolds basically, and they're just thrown into this world of, you know, people. Yeah, I mean, I can't say too much, but come
we
and
don't want
see
spoilers,
it. No, but it really is like a roller coaster of a.
We've got a little clip actually.
okay.
Shall we take a look? Let's have a look. Oh, it looks brilliant, isn't it? It's quite tense.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It takes you on a roller coaster, and there's lots of jump scares, but it's funny too, which is really nice. There's lighter moments.
Yeah. And what about Tour Life for you? Because I've done a one-woman show before, and it's funny, everyone thinks it's glamorous.
Oh my goodness, no.
And like for me, I was like, it's like sleeping in the car, having Haribo for dinner. It's quite full on, isn't it? When
It is. I feel like, you know, your sort of healthy eating goes out the window, everything. It's just, you kind of got to grab and go and do whatever gets you through those 2 shows a day you're doing.
Your husband, Simon Cotton, he's an actor as well, isn't he?
Yes.
So are you often sort of ships that pass in the night? Is he quite understanding when you're on tour?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing is we both understand what we do, and that's amazing, because genuinely we hardly see each other at the moment. So he was back, we were back Saturday night, we had Sunday together, and he's off to Dublin. He's in a great show at the moment. But you know, we find that time when we come together and we really make the most of it. And we've kind of decided to kind of maybe, we'd travel together and just do things to make memories, because, you know, we're actors and that we're never going to be on our doorstep, really. You could be very lucky if you are, but actually you're always going to be, I feel as an actor, even when I was in Emmerdale, I was sort of on tour for 11 years, you know, because I still would always come back down to London on the weekends.
He was in Emmerdale. Is that where you met when you were
Yes, he was in
Emmerdale?
it. He came in as a guest artist. We met that way, but it was a lot of serendipity around that, because, you know...
was it romantic? Who approached who?
Well... He always tells me off this story because I think we have very different versions, but...
That's always the way,
It's
isn't
always
it?
the way, right? I don't know how long you got, so... but basically...
Oh, I'm here for all the gossip.
Okay,
Don't worry, you tell me.
Well, my best friend was also doing Emmerdale at the time. He was staying with me, and he said, oh, I've just done a film with this guy who's also coming into Emmerdale this week. We should go for dinner. And turns out I had a couple of scenes with Simon.
Yeah.
And we just chatted, but I didn't really think much, you know? You're at work, you don't really think about those things. But time went on, and I didn't realise he liked me so much, and I could tell he was an amazing guy. And yeah, it was a slow... I always say, though, the ones that are right for you, it's kind of... God, he'll kill me for saying that.
No, because I think you get to know the person, and actually...
We really did.
It's a great friendship.
Yeah.
And when you think about a long-term successful marriage, the foundation of that is a really good friendship,
This is
I think.
And honestly, like, I felt like I'd got to a point in my life, which I'm sure I think all us women do, where you just know what you want. And he came exactly the right time, because I wasn't going to take anything less.
Yeah.
So I think I was just more mindful of how it was going to go, you know. And then, yes, we got all the you know, the excitement of thing, all of that was there and it came, but it was just, it's definitely, the foundation was stronger than anything I'd ever had.
It's such an interesting conversation to hear a woman say this, but also a man, that the older you get, the more sure of yourself you become.
Yeah.
And society will believe, like, as we age, our value diminishes. But I really don't think that's true. I think we become more confident, more successful.
Yeah.
Like you said, we know ourselves of what we do and don't want in life.
Yes, absolutely. You know, I've been in this business since I was like 14, 16. I always felt very kind of sure of myself and like knew what I wanted.
You've grown up in the business.
Yeah. You know who you are and you're younger and sort of everyone not quite, I don't know, you feel a bit on the outside of everything. Then when you get older, I think everyone's just a bit more happier in their skin.
There's something else at the retreat that's been in Emmerdale as well. A little birdie told me. You had a starring role, Aldo, in Emmerdale, didn't you?
I had to go and be myself in the pub. I managed to forget the lines.
Don't worry, we all do that.
Playing myself, I forgot the lines. And they go to me, what should we do? I said, well, just let me be.
Yeah.
And they did, and it was great.
Yeah.
I
I'm
loved it.
gutted I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I loved it, but I never got asked back.
There's no end to your talent, are there? Well, we're going to be seeing another side of you a bit later on in the show as well. Now, after the break, not only will I be welcoming my guest of honour to the retreat and catching up with hairdresser to the stars Michael Douglas, but I will also be preparing to fully submerge myself in an ice bath. I don't know why I have agreed to this. I already went outside and put my hand in it, and it is absolutely freezing, as you would expect. But apparently it's very good for you, so I guess I'm going to find out if that's true. See you soon. Welcome back to my weekend escapes. Today, my guest of honour, Bethan, is a lady who has really been through a tough time, but she uses her experience to raise awareness and help others. Hi, Bethan.
Hello,
I'm
you okay?
Katie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. We got the denim memo.
We did get the memo, yeah.
Welcome to the retreat.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Have you had a look around?
It's absolutely amazing.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And we've got the sun. We're so lucky.
I know. No, we had to wander around this morning. It's so relaxing. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
do you know, everyone says that. It's like you walk in and it's green and it's quiet and...
Honestly, if I lived here, my mental health would be 100 times better, I think. Yeah, it's amazing.
You've been through so much with mental health and physical health.
Yeah, it's been a lot, but yeah, it's incredible actually that I get to talk to you about what I've been through and what so many other people are going through as well. So
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it, actually, that, you know, women's health in general, it's so underfunded. So many things attach shame and embarrassment and stigma to them that we often don't talk about them. And I think you really hit the nail on the head that actually so many women are affected by what you've been going through.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember growing up even thinking that just talking about periods was dirty, embarrassing, and not to be discussed in front of other people.
That's exactly where I started my journey. Like, I started my periods when I was 11 and I'd never known what a normal period was or a normal period was supposed to be. So I just said to myself, it's one of those things that I'm going to have to put up with for 1 week a month. But quite quickly, I noticed that I was quite different to my friends in that my periods were really sporadic and it would literally be like somebody would turn a tap on. I put up with it for years and years. And then I went to university and I had to take a year out because I'd started passing out from pain.
That's so debilitating.
For a while, I started doubting my own symptoms and thinking, maybe I just don't handle pain very well, or maybe I am being a hypochondriac. But when I took a year out of university, I thought, it's time for me to actually do something about this. This is affecting my life.
Education, your personal life.
Yeah, exactly. And so I went to see a specialist and I'd never heard of endometriosis until my cousin told me.
Yeah. I have to say, when I was younger, I'd never heard that word. It's only since social media that I've heard it.
Yeah, and a GP had never said to me, oh, you sound like you might have endometriosis, because people think it's just about having heavy periods, but there are so many other symptoms related to it. So I had bowel issues, I was constantly bloated, and this chronic pelvic pain as well. And I just think that doctors aren't trained properly to recognise the signs and maybe connect the dots.
Yeah.
And are very quick to say, if you've got bowel issues, maybe you've got IBS, or have you been tested for gluten intolerance? But they never connect the dots. So my cousin, who's much younger than me, said to me, I think you might have something called endometriosis.
Was it a relief to finally, you know, although that's not a solution, it's like you're not going mad. There is a name for this and there's some element of clarity there.
Do you know what? I thought that I was just going to go and see a specialist and be like, I think I've got endometriosis. And then they'd say, yes, you have, or no, you haven't. Little did I know that it would take me nearly 20 years to get a diagnosis.
Goodness, that's your whole life, isn't it?
Yeah. So I feel like I've missed out on loads of things in my life because of it.
So for anyone that doesn't know what the definition is of endometriosis, it's these fibrous pockets that attach to the wall of the ovaries and...
Basically, it's tissue that's similar to the lining of the uterus.
Yeah.
And in a normal period, the lining of the uterus sheds and leaves our body as a period. This is tissue similar to that lining that grows elsewhere in the body. It's been found on every organ in the body.
Yeah.
It wasn't until 2021, I think, I found my fight again. I gave up for a bit and thought it must just be me.
What changed in you? How did you...
Well, it was really affecting my life and my work. I couldn't concentrate. It was really, really affecting me. I had this dreadful, like, brain fog all the time and I was so tired. Were
your colleagues understanding? Did they know what you were going through?
There was one colleague who took me to one side and said, look, I've got endometriosis. I went to see this guy in Birmingham privately. He was absolutely incredible. Go and see him. So I phoned my mum and she said, we're going to Birmingham.
Yeah, because you can't live like this. It's
and I think
living,
they'd had enough of seeing me suffering as well, and they've been, honestly, my rocks through all of this.
Well, it's like you're existing, not actually living.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we travelled up to Birmingham, and the first thing he said was, something's not right here. And I've never felt so listened to.
It's finally seen.
And the validation of just somebody saying something's not right.
Yeah.
So he sent me for an MRI, and it did in fact show that I possibly did have endometriosis.
It's a strange feeling. I don't want to say like you're relieved, but it does validate that everything you've been feeling and going through is absolutely true.
Yeah,
you know?
And it actually was a relief. You've hit the nail on the head there. Just to have somebody believe you makes a massive difference. I was booked in to have surgery in Birmingham. So we travelled up the night before, and I remember waking up from surgery, and the first question I asked was, did you find anything? And to hear him saying, yes, you've got stage 4 endometriosis, as horrible as it is to be labelled with something that's chronic and that has no cure, again, it was such a relief. And that's the first thing was like, it wasn't all in my head.
Yeah, you trusted your instincts.
I did.
You advocated for yourself, you didn't give up, and you knew you were right.
So yeah, that was difficult, but in a way it was bittersweet because it did make me think, I haven't been making this up for all these years. And honestly, the relief I felt after that surgery, I felt back to like old Bethan.
Yeah.
And like my family, my friends said that I got my sparkle back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, don't apologise at all. You've been through a lifetime of pain and suffering, and you're sat here opposite me talking about it. It's incredibly difficult.
But honestly, it was great. I had my life back for 6 months, and then my symptoms started showing again. So every time I was eating, my stomach was just bloating to the point I looked like I was pregnant, and...
You knew something was going on.
So I went back to see a different specialist in Cardiff. He said, I think your endometriosis has grown back. So he sent me for a scan.
How were you feeling at this point? Because
you're just exhausted with it all, you know?
You're just having to participate in this life that's chosen you, that you haven't chosen, you know, it's...
But I've also been quite determined that even though I'm stuck with this for the rest of my life, that I'm not going to let it define me and control my life.
No.
Like, I love my job. I would never, ever want to not be able to go to work, because when you're in this much pain every day, it would be so easy to just stay in bed. But I would just be so depressed. Like, my mental health has taken a battering as it is. And I try just to focus on the little positive things that, like having an amazing group of friends and having a job that I love. I'm so lucky in a lot of ways.
You've never given up, and you know your body better than anybody else, and you were right all along. What happened in October 2022? You had another operation.
I did, yeah. So in October 22, I had my second excision surgery, and basically all my pelvic organs were stuck together. My ovaries were twisted, stuck to my uterus. My uterus was stuck to my bowel, and there were pockets of endometriosis all through my small bowel, which meant that I couldn't digest my food properly, which would explain the bloating and the constipation and everything that came along with that.
So when they saw that in October, was that one of the most severe cases they had seen?
I don't think it was. I think there are people who've had it even worse than me. I mean, I've made friends with so many people online, because that's where I get all my information, because you don't get it from doctors. And two of my best friends who have set up a charity called Menstrual Health Project.
Right.
Anna's had 17 surgeries for endometriosis. She's 30 years old.
That's no age at all to have gone through all that.
She's had a hysterectomy.
Right.
She's lost part of her bowel. She's lost part of her bladder, and she still advocates every day for other women to be heard. And Gab's the same. Gab's has had several operations. She's got adenomyosis as well. She's going through hell at the minute. And yet they've set up this amazing charity where there are toolkits available for people who are suffering, where you can track your symptoms, and they're all free, and they're available on their website. And I would encourage anyone to go and see them. Or even reach out to them online if you think there's something not right. Like, believe your gut.
Well, your Instagram's become a very powerful resource for women like you. Tell me about the advocacy work you've done on social media on your platform.
So, when I actually found out I probably did have endometriosis, I thought that it was a really good opportunity to turn something that was really quite crap into something that was positive, and to try and help other people that were in the situation. So I set up an Instagram page documenting my journey with endometriosis, because basically I never ever want anyone to have to go through what I went through to feel heard and to feel validated and to actually get a diagnosis.
If all that isn't in vain and you can use it to help other people that are just, you know, they don't know what to do, they don't know where to turn, I think that's very admirable. And it would be easy for you to close the door on it and say, I don't want to talk about this ever again.
No, I know. But when you get messages from 16-year-old girls who are in the middle of doing their GCSEs, and they're like, I'm petrified that I'm going to bleed through while I'm sitting, like, the most important exam, or are they going to let me go to the toilet? And that's the thing, there's still this stigma, even though people are talking more openly about it now, there's still a stigma that people are afraid to...
It's still only scratching the surface, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I am so pleased that you're in a place where you can share and, you know, to come here and talk about it to me and all the work you're doing online. I think it's so powerful.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, and I hope you continue to share, because I think...
I will.
Yeah, I think, you know, you're touching people's lives that you haven't even met, and that's just so brilliant. So...
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm really glad you're here. I feel like you just need to, like, relax, lay back, and let us kind of pamper you a little bit.
Fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have much time for yourself to do sort of self-care, hair, makeup?
When it comes to makeup, you're lucky if I slap some foundation on to go to work.
Okay.
But that's the early starts. I'm not very good in the morning, but yeah, I don't do anything with my hair really.
Yeah.
Blow dry it quickly and that's it.
Well,
so
we've got you covered today. The glam room is
did.
bursting with hair and makeup tools, tips, advice, and two fantastic experts.
Sounds
so
amazing.
Come through and meet them.
You?
I want to introduce you to my guest of honour. This is Bethan. This is Michael.
Nice to meet you.
This is Jen.
Hi, Bethan. So nice to meet you. Come in, get
To
comfy.
meet you.
Sorry, I didn't get the denim memo.
I know.
I'm really warm one today. I've just gone for the shirt.
Yeah, well, you've outdressed us all
Yes,
today.
I'm going to mention that. But the blue against the orange hair here is a total winner. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
Your hair looks great already. So I think something with this fringe. We'll have a little play around with that.
Lovely.
You're not mad keen on this fringe. You had it done and you felt it was a bit short or something?
Yeah, it's not for me. It's
Not for
too
you.
high maintenance.
Okay, I mean, I can't grow hair.
No, I know.
It's a
I know.
commitment, though, a fringe, isn't it? Because then you have to do stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, the way we're going to style this to turn it into a bang rather than a fringe.
Lovely.
And then I think we should cut your hair a little bit shorter as well. That'll look super nice. Get a bit of body into it.
Amazing.
Yeah?
Sounds great, yes.
Are you kind of adventurous with your hair? Are you open to cutting? Or
I'm quite trusting trusting. I wouldn't want a pixie cut, you know, but
Yeah.
I am quite trusting.
Yeah,
It's such a nice colour, though. It's not your natural colour, is it? It's
not.
more blondie.
I'm blonde naturally.
Okay.
Yeah,
excuse the
suits
roots.
you. Skin
Yeah.
tone and everything's such a
Thank you.
good match.
Yeah, it's nice and soft and feminine, isn't it? I like it, yeah. So, Jen, what are you thinking about makeup?
So, Bethan has got amazing lips, and I think today is going to be about a pop of colour.
Oh, lovely. Okay, you like a red lip as well.
We're going to do denim and red lips today.
Yeah.
And then keep everything else really simple, because when you've got a pop of colour on the lips, you can keep
Yeah.
the makeup really simple, but I think just a really nice glowy skin, because you're not a huge makeup wearer, are you?
No.
But you're not afraid
No.
to wear a bit of colour.
Do we want?
So that's what we're going to go for.
Oh, I'd be interested to see that because I always get it like all round here when I do bright lips.
So yeah, I've got some tips for that
Please.
one. I've
Me
got some
too.
tips.
Yeah. Well, don't you go anywhere because after this break, Shakira Akabisi is back and she has brought the ice baths. Now, Aldo and I are up for it. We're going to be submerging ourselves into freezing cold water. And don't you get too comfortable up here in the cosy glam room because I might have a little bit of a surprise for you later.
Really?
It involves removing that jacket.
Oh. Hot plunge. I'll do a hot plunge.
Let's catch up in the break, shall we? We'll see you back in a few minutes. Welcome back. Now, earlier I promised ice baths, and Aldo has said that he will join me. And Fiona has kindly said that she's going to be holding the robes. It is a vital role, so thank you very much. Now, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. I am not a cold gal. I'm more like a kind of thermal vest in the middle of June kind of person, so we'll see. I'm going to take one for the team. But before we do that, let's find out how Michael's getting on. Michael, how's it going?
We're getting on extremely well, thank you very much. So, I'm going to give you a little tip here. This is really good for people who want that kind of big bang type effect at the front. Small round brush. These are usually reserved for like little old lady hairstyles, but they're brilliant for the fringe. So I'll just show you what we want to do here. So here's the fringe. We want to tuck the brush into the fringe and push it in the opposite direction. So we're going to take the brush, push it this way. We'll turn the hairdryer on and blow it the opposite direction. So look at this, right? We're blowing this way, but pulling that way. And then once the hair is dry, what we want to do is roll it down, and you really want to pull the fringe this way. So you end up with this kind of loop and curl. Same on this side, bring it the opposite way, just like this, and then push the hair the opposite way that you're pulling it, and then push around there like that, and that's how you start to get this really nice flicky effect on the fringe. So look at that there as it starts to go back, and then same again on this side, and you get this really nice soft bang, little triangular parting. But look at these lovely little flicks either side here. It's really, really easy to do, but remember you're doing it the opposite way. So push the hair the opposite way you want it to go and pull it back later. Small round brush works an absolute treat. Great.
I needed you when I had a fringe. I couldn't do that.
We can do your fringe later, don't worry about that.
Right, pop of colour on the lips. Now, Katie touched upon earlier that how do you get a red lip to stay in place? And the key is a lip liner. So if we sweep the lip liner all over the lip, that will actually add a tape. So when you go to put the lipstick on, it really holds onto the lip. So it's a really great top tip for you. The other thing we talked about is makeup trends and how back in like the early 2000s, we used to stop, makeup used to stop at the face. Now we want to think about blending down the neck and then onto the décolleté. So I have just mixed a bit of Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter and moisturiser, because I've used some Flawless Filter on the face. And then we're just going to rub that into the décolleté. So we get a lovely glow down the neck and onto the chest. So a really simple way to connect the makeup and have a really beautiful finish. Also, if you've got the shoulders, a little bit on the edge of the shoulders.
Nice.
Very nice.
Great, I love the red lip. It's so nice.
It
with
looks
this hair,
beautiful,
really
doesn't it?
doesn't it? Okay, back to you, Katie. We'll see you shortly for the big reveal.
Thanks, Michael. Okay, it is now the moment that we have all been dreading. We are out here on the jetty and Shakira Akabisi is back. I don't know if to be happy about that or slightly worried. Last time you were at the retreat, it was a very pleasant experience. You gave us stress-busting exercises,
Yep.
but today feels a little bit different.
It does feel a little bit different, but
we're still going to alleviate stress. We're going to feel so good and we're going to feel energized afterwards, which is the great part.
Okay, I'm up for that. I mean, it sounds good on paper, doesn't it?
On paper.
Well, you do this sometimes, swimming out in cold water.
But I've never been in a cold hot tub.
In the cold hot tub. Well, it has so many health benefits. It can boost our immune system, but it's also going to help us to release these energy-boosting hormones, you know, adrenaline, cortisol. So we're going to feel really energized afterwards.
Okay.
And I promise you, we're going to have a good time. But we're going to start just with some movements to wake up the body. I'm a massive fan of exercising early morning because it's such a great way to start the day. Just get the body moving. We're going to boost, you know, our heart rate, get blood flow moving.
Is it important then, if you're thinking about doing an ice bath, that you should warm up first? You don't just get straight in then?
Yes, I mean, people use ice baths in different ways. You know, some people prefer to do the ice bath and exercise a few hours afterwards.
Okay.
There's not just one way.
Yeah.
But the way we're going to do it today, we're going to wake up our bodies a little bit, get the joints mobile, and then we're going to hit the ice. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah?
Okay.
Really excited.
Good. We're just going to warm up the body. We're just going to swing our arms in circles, taking some nice deep breaths. You know, a huge part of getting into an ice bath is our breathing. So taking this as an opportunity to get, you know, our rib cage expanding, drawing that air in. Good job. All right, okay, now we're going to take a step forward. What's important with this is that we're going to keep our feet shoulder width apart, so we're not crossing over. We're going to step forwards, a nice big step.
Okay.
Bend down into a little lunge or just a little bend and just rotate to the side. And we step back. Oh, we need some balance work over here in a minute, and push back. Good job. And other side. So we step forwards. Okay. We don't have to take a huge big step. If you just want to take a little one and a little bend, rotate.
What time do you wake up in the morning then, Shakira?
I'm an early riser.
Yeah. Is that because of the kids, or just you've always...
I think it was because of the kids initially, and then it just became my natural way.
Yeah.
Much to my husband's annoyance. I wake up at 5 and I'm like, do you want to talk about our relationship?
Yeah.
He's like, no, I don't. Those are really great movements just to wake us up. Should we head over to the ice bath?
Okay, let's
Give it a go.
I'm not totally excited about this.
Yeah. God, I've got that weird adrenaline feeling. I've got like butterflies.
It's already starting the adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, there are, as we said, so many benefits to ice bath, how it can help to improve our immune system. And what really happens when you initially get into that ice, the sympathetic nervous system kicks in. So we get cortisol, adrenaline. That helps us feel alert when we then eventually get out. And when we get out, the body goes through a process called thermogenesis, where it heats up again and it uses a lot of calories in order to burn itself back up to
I'll
feeling
look forward
warm.
to that bit, Shakira.
Look forward to that bit.
Does it help losing weight?
It can help, yeah, exactly. So for some people, they use it for weight loss.
Endorphin?
Yes, exactly. So it can help with repairing muscles, and it has an anti-inflammatory effect on the body. So if you've been doing a lot of sport,
Yeah.
getting into an ice bath afterwards can really help with that process,
Could it
that
help
recovery
with
as well.
mental health then, if it's endorphins, if you were going through menopause or some kind of depression?
Yeah, so not just due to endorphins, but also because, you know, it gives us this resilience. I think there's lots of research around when you have achieved something that was a challenge, how that can boost your mental
Your
well-being
mental,
as well. So there are all those benefits.
Can we have a competition?
You can have a
Yeah.
competition, and whoever wants to win needs to know this. So a huge part of ice baths is about breathing. I mean, we've all heard of Wim Hof, and he has his own breathing methods. But we can use a really simple one to start with that is slightly easier to follow, and it's a great beginner breathing technique. It's called triangle breathing. So you're going to visualize a triangle in your mind. We inhale with that first line of the triangle. We inhale, then we hold, and then we exhale. And you're going to inhale for 3 seconds, hold for 3, exhale for 3.
Through the nose or through the mouth?
So we're going to inhale through the nose, hold, and then exhale through the mouth.
In the short time I've got to know you, you are very competitive.
I am.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a chef, so I have to be. I've got no choice.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm quite competitive too, so you might have met your
I know
match.
you are.
You guys
I
have
know.
it out.
May the best man win.
Let's go.
So remember, you want to take a deep inhale.
Oh, yeah, you make sure you relax, yeah?
Look after my rope.
Make sure you take a deep inhale and you exhale as you step down into the water. So inhale and exhale as you step down and in. That was an exhale. That was a... Now focus on the triangle. Focus on the triangle. Focus on the triangle. Breathe in.
Triangle.
Breathe in.
It's round.
Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Inhale, hold,
And exhale. You guys are doing so well. You're doing so well. Breathe in. Hold.
I can't lose.
Turn. Breathe in.
I can't lose.
Hold. Well done. Exhale.
I'm sitting.
You're sitting cross-legged. We've got shoulders. We've got shoulders in.
I'm going in.
That?
I'm going in.
Full shoulders. Oh, face. Head.
I can't, my eyelashes won't cope. Okay, Aldo,
Well
I'm
done.
gonna have to let you in. I'm gonna have to tap out on this one.
That's amazing. Do you want me to help you out?
Oh my God.
Well done.
I didn't quite get there with the benefits.
I know you did. Just wait to see how you feel. You're all right. Do you want me to help you out?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I got to like a numb
done.
place. I mean,
I got to a numb place. That's a good place to be.
Yeah.
and I could kind of relate to the exhilaration. Aldo, did you get to the exhilaration part?
I can't talk. Breathing. Once you've nailed that breathing, and if you try it again, now you know what to expect. Once you nail that breathing, it's a really good place to start, you know.
I think I forgot the breathing. I went more to like swearing and blasphemy.
I didn't breathe at all. I feel so energised now.
Let's move a little bit. Let's come down here and we're just going to move around a little bit.
Recreate that at home. Look, I mean, these are about 400 quid to buy,
Yeah.
aren't they? So if you didn't want to do that,
Let's just move the
investment,
feet as we're talking so you stay warm.
Could you? Would it work in the shower? Just turning the shower to freezing cold in the
Oh,
bathroom?
gosh, yeah, you can do
Yeah.
that if you
Yeah, but
really
it's not
want.
gonna
My
work the
husband wants
same.
to do that.
You've got to
Let's
stay
inhale
in
with
it,
the
haven't
arms
you?
up
Yeah. Why you went head under?
and exhale.
You've got to stay in it, or you've got to go.
We're going to
in.
take one foot forwards and we're just going to stretch back and then inhale up.
I actually feel
Good job.
now no temperature. I don't feel hot. I don't feel cold.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
Sort of feel numb.
Awake?
Yeah.
And numb. Or do
Yeah.
you feel awake? Let's do the other side.
Hungry actually. Every morning, are you doing some kind of water therapy then?
Yeah, well, a huge part of my morning routine is exercise and movement. As I said, I've got, the Strong Like Mum app, and on that app, I talk a lot about just getting moving throughout every day.
Okay.
And cold water therapy or ice baths can be a really great part of that if we're short on time.
Yeah.
It's a great way to wake up and feel energized, as are any small little movements.
I feel like I'll download the app
Yeah.
and I'll sit on the sofa in the morning with my coffee and I'll read the app. I think a morning with you and a mocktail is more preferable.
Much
Yeah.
Let's just take one deep inhale just to and exhale. Good job, and we are all feeling energized. Not angry,
I love
energized.
you. Thank you. We're alive. We made it. We made it.
Oh, girls, honestly, unbelievable.
Now, we're going to go and warm up, but please make sure you come back after the break to check that we are still breathing. And we have a big reveal with Michael and Genevieve, and also maybe an even bigger surprise for Michael. It may involve ice. Right, we need to rush off, get dressed, and you need to make us a hot toddy.
Yes.
That sounds good to me. An alcohol-free hot toddy. I will see you in a few minutes. Welcome back to my weekend escapes. Now, we've just about dried off and warmed up, but you might notice that the lovely Michael Douglas is behind me in a robe. You look very suave. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm going for the Hugh Hefner look.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's giving mafia boss, actually, that loafer and that robe. I'll get you a cigar.
Yeah, please do.
Now, we're having cocktails. It's
Yes,
all very
we are.
civilised,
Yeah.
but I do have a little bit of a surprise for you coming up.
I thought you might, yeah.
Remind me, Aldo, what's in these lovely cocktails?
Well, these are Negronis.
What?
Alcohol-free Negroni with vermouth, Campari.
Non-alcoholic Campari.
No, and gin. So
Oh, wow.
zero gin,
It's a total winner.
zero Campari, and zero vermouth.
Fiona, you saw what went on earlier.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm actually a little bit jealous. I actually think I really want to do this now.
There's still time, honey. What have I said? Good. We can speak to ITV and run this show a little bit longer if you want.
Next time, promise.
Yeah.
No, but good luck. No, it looks wonderful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're all joking, but Shakira, there are some amazing benefits. aren't
Yeah,
there?
so many benefits.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great to know how you guys are feeling
I
now.
feel amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you?
My legs were really, my muscles were really quite achy this morning.
Yeah.
Since I've done that, I feel bouncy.
I got the exhilarating feeling, like right after, and I think it's sense of achievement. You're like, oh, I did it, I managed to do it. And then I walked away, I just felt angry. Like a really grumpy old woman, really cold and angry. So, yeah.
It's put me off, actually. I'm not going to do it.
Sorry, Molly, welcome to the party. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So, Molly, you nominated Bethan.
I did.
And she is our guest of honour at the retreat today. Yes. And actually, we've all had quite a bit of time to sit with her and chat to her.
What a lovely person.
Gossip, a nice gossip. She's a good gossiper.
She's a good gossiper.
Yeah, she told us stuff about you, actually.
I'd like to think.
You know, Bethan is still a young woman and she's been through a lot in that short space of time.
Yeah.
For you as a friend, seeing her go through that, how's that been?
It's tough, you know, because she has some days where she is really, really down and really, really bad. But, you know, she's such a strong person.
I really got that from her.
Yeah, and, you know, I've got endo as well. So for many of us in the endo community, she really is sort of someone that we look up to and turn to for advice, but that's also a heavy burden when you're struggling yourself.
Yeah.
And I just feel like she's gone through a tough time and has done for the last couple of years. I really feel like she needed a pick-me-up.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes if you feel like you look good on the outside, you look good on the inside and vice versa. I just felt like this was the perfect opportunity to give that back to her and make her realise, you know, like, you're a legend and we all love you.
I love that, and I think you're right. It's a tough pedestal to be on if you're giving other people hope, because sometimes you get worn down too. And I feel like you're pretty passionate about, you know, looking good, feeling good, inside and out. And
absolutely, it's such a big part of your life, isn't it, to look in the mirror and like what you see and feel good about yourself, you know.
And it's not always easy for everybody for all different reasons, you know, but I feel like actually making the best of what you've got is a huge thing for confidence.
Yeah, that's been my whole career, really, was just trying to get the world to love itself a bit more, you know.
Yeah. Well, we love you, but I'm just about to do something quite horrible to you.
I'll get in.
Should we do a little cheer?
Thank you. You didn't disappoint. Oh, straight in. Oh, my goodness.
That was a cucumber.
Michael.
That's how you do that.
That's how you do it. Look at this.
Oh, he's sunbathed.
Did you see that?
Why is it yellow in here,
I did. I saw that. That was an amazing entry into the water.
Straight in. How did you feel? Did you get any sensation through the body?
All right, Michael, that was 30 seconds.
Well done. You've really earned your mocktail, I think. Come on. It's not all about you. We've got a makeover to get on with. I think Genevieve is waiting.
I'm going to wait for everyone to see it at the same time.
Do you feel a bit anxious?
I do feel a bit anxious.
Yeah.
Any type of reveal is anxiety and
Of course.
but this is a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, no! Look at that hair.
Hello, you're all right. You're looking fantastic.
You've actually really transformed. This is quite a transformational makeover. Hair, makeup, everything looks so different.
Yeah, so hair-wise, we did a little what we call graduated bob. So you can see it's graduates up the back to get this lovely flattering shape through here.
Cool and choppy.
Yeah,
isn't it?
slightly longer at the front, a bit choppy, and then we did this little tip that you saw earlier where we blew the fringe so you get these nice sweeping bangs at the front and this little triangle here that frames the phrase. Super nice.
I was really wondering, because when you said you didn't like your fringe because it's too short, I thought, well, what can you do about that? But actually quite a lot.
Yeah, you can. We kind of elongated it here by cutting some out here, so you get... It kind of lengthens it without, you know, cutting too much off it.
Yeah. And how do you, because this bob is really cool, it's quite like rock chicky, like, how do you style a bob to make it look youthful? Because I think it's quite difficult.
It is. You do less, basically. So no round brushes.
Okay.
So a little flat brush or a vent brush, head upside down, and really just get air into it. And that's how you end up with these kind of choppy bits here. I've got to say the colour helps, because we've got this lovely light colour under here, a darker colour under here. So you can see where the layers start and stop, and that helps massively.
Yeah, in the sunshine as well, it's really beautiful,
I'm trying not to shiver, to be honest.
Yeah, sorry. And generally, the makeup's similar. It's very, like, youthful, it's very sexy, it's quite striking.
I think this look just shows you don't have to wear a lot of makeup to make a big impact. And I knew that Bethan was going to be wearing leopard print. And I think leopard print, you can really be playful with colour.
Yeah.
Bethan's got phenomenal lips. So we just wanted to make the most of them, do a real pop of colour.
Yeah.
We've gone for a lovely one that complements the orange tones in her hair as well.
Nice.
So really beautiful, glowy skin. Gorgeous.
What would you call this red? Because I suppose it's not postbox red, is it?
No, it's an orange. It's an orangey red. It's
Yeah.
really nice. It's a Charlotte Tilbury one called Tell Laura. It's one of my faves.
Okay.
It's on my list.
It's on the list. It's a long
The
list.
brows. The brows are really nice. The brows.
Yeah, so I've just used actually just a pen. You know, you can create a little flick type, so it looks like the actual hair strokes rather than filling in like a block brow. So
it's
it
not
makes it
heavy.
really natural and fluffy.
Yeah. How do you feel?
I don't know what to say, honestly. I'm just so grateful to these
God, it's
two.
a pleasure.
Because I came in looking like a dog's dinner this morning. And now I look like this. So,
Now like a roast dinner.
yeah, exactly.
You're a busy lady and you needed some downtime, and thanks to your lovely friend Molly, you've had that pamper.
Yeah.
So
I can't look at her, I'll cry.
No, don't cry, don't cry. We can't do it all again.
No.
What a start to the day. And it's still, what, 9:30 in the morning? Now, don't worry, you don't need to submerge yourself in freezing cold water, but you do need to do something to challenge yourself today. And I'll see you back here, same time, same place, 8:30 a.m. on ITV. Cheers, everyone! Cheers!
That was an amazing experience. I'd never, you know, when I set out to do those workouts, I wasn't thinking about, A, like millions of people taking part, and B, ever being awarded something like that. But it was a wonderful thing.
But you have another title, which is Blind Wood Turner.
Yes.
How did you get that title? What's your story behind that? Here we go. We've got the cheese.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
It feels better with the music. Oh my goodness, you see her, look. Wow, come on over. Wow. Completely suited and booted.